Let's get a few more thoughts from Yannick. What's the role of the ECB going to be?
Well, I think
this year.
I think we will see more easing from the ECB. First of all, because the economic picture in Europe is not as good as in UK or as in States or as in Japan. We're probably going to see a third LTRO. I think it's in the card. We might see a negative interest rate. I don't really think so, but it's possible. So it could very well be the most accommodative central bank in 2014.
How does that translate into what happens to European stocks?
Well, I think it's a positive factor. I think what we have seen, the problem until now was the fact that regardless of the interest rate set by the ECB, the rate of funding for most of companies and a lot of banks and a lot of countries in peripheral Europe was very different. Now we see some normalization. I mean, if we look at the 10-year yield in Italy or in Spain, we probably, I think, a 3-year low or 3.5 low. In Ireland, it's extremely low as well. So all in all, we see that the cost of funding is getting a bit more homogeneous within the Eurozone. And that should be positive for SMEs if bank lending starts again, and company overall.
A couple of stocks you say a sector that underperformed last year was big European oil and exploration companies. You say this might rebound, like Galp, Energia, and Statoil. Why?
I think value are quite expensive. I mean, the market has been rallying quite a lot last year, a bit less in Europe than in States, but overall, in terms of price earning, it's still very high. So I think that instead of just doing index following, I think 2014 will be a year of relative value. Within the universe, I think that the European E&P company have been underperforming quite a lot. I mean, there's been no growth of production. They have been spending a lot of money in terms of capex. I think this will come to an end. I mean, we're probably going to see a small growth of oil production, a better cash flow, much lower capex across the industry, and therefore a lot of large, boring E&P companies should do very well. Within this group, I favor Statoil because I think they will have some currency effect. The Norwegian krone is much lower now than it used to be. The investment in the third quarter, we saw that they're cutting sharply on capex, and the trend would continue. And on the other hand of it is Galp, which is a Portuguese oil company, which is moving from downstream into upstream with very, very good, very interesting prospect. So I think both companies could do well in 2014.
Yannick, we wish you do well as well in 2014. Come back, we'll see how you're getting on. Yannick Naud, portfolio manager at Sturgeon Capital. Always good to see you.